Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Michael. Today, we have a fascinating topic for you: the differences between British and American English. We'll dive into vocabulary, spelling, pronunciation, and common mistakes to help you navigate both versions of English.
That's right. Understanding these differences can be incredibly useful, especially if you're communicating with people from different English-speaking countries. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Your engagement helps us keep producing great content for you. Segment 1. Vocabulary Differences. Let's start with vocabulary differences. Michael, what are some common words that differ between British and American English?
There are quite a few. For example, in British English, you'd say boot for the back of a car. But in American English, it's trunk. Here are more differences between British and American English.
American, soccer.
British, football.
American, truck.
British, lorry.
American, cookie.
British, biscuit.
American, movie.
British, film.
American, gas.
British, fuel.
American, fall.
British, autumn.
American, eraser.
British, rubber.
American, French fries.
British, chips.
American, chips.
British, crisps.
American, vacation.
British, holiday.
American, flashlight.
British, torch.
American, faucet.
British, tap.
American, sweater.
British, jumper.
American, pants.
British, trousers.
American, sneakers.
British, trainers.
American, drapes.
British, curtains.
If you find this podcast useful, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes really help us out. American, pajamas.
British, pajamas.
American, underwear.
British, pants.
American, diaper.
British, nappy.
American, vest.
British, waistcoat.
American, cell phone.
British, mobile phone.
American, zip code.
British, postcode.
American, undershirt.
British, vest.
American, takeout.
British, takeaway.
American, candy.
British, sweets.
American, zucchini.
British, courgette.
American, parking lot.
British, car park.
American, highway.
British, motorway.
American, trunk.
British, boot.
American, hood.
British, bonnet.
American, mail.
British, post.
American, bangs.
British, fringe.
American, tie.
British, draw.
Enjoying the content? Don't forget to like the video to show your support.
American, Band-Aid.
British, plaster.
American, line.
British, cue.
American, trash.
British, rubbish.
American, ladybug.
British, ladybird.
American, pacifier.
British, dummy.
American, crib.
British, cot.
American, closet.
British, wardrobe.
American, resume.
British CV.
American drugstore.
British chemists.
American subway.
British underground.
American flyover.
British overpass.
American trash can.
British dustbin.
Segment 2. Spelling differences. Moving on to spelling differences. Michael, can you give us some examples of words that are spelled differently in British and American English?
Absolutely. One of the most noticeable differences is the use of you in words like color and favor in British English. In American English, these are spelled color and favor.
Another example is words that end in re in British English, such as center and meter. In American English, these are spelled center and meter.
Then there are words that end in es in British English, like realize and organize. In American English, they're spelled realize and organize with a Z.
And let's not forget traveling in British English versus traveling in American English. The double L is another common difference.
These spelling differences can be tricky, especially in writing. It's important to be consistent, especially if you're writing for a particular audience.
Segment 3. Pronunciation differences. Next up, pronunciation differences. Michael, what are some common pronunciation differences between British and American English?
One of the most noticeable differences is the pronunciation of the letter R. In American English, the OR is pronounced more strongly, while in British English, it's often softer or even silent at the end of words.
Yes, like in the words car and hard. In American English, the R is pronounced, whereas in British English, it's more subtle or not pronounced at all.
Another example is the pronunciation of A in words like dance and bath. In British English, it's pronounced more like dons and bath, while in American English, it's dance and bath with a short A.
And then there's the O sound in words like hot and not. In British English, it's more of an ah sound, while in American English, it's a more open ah sound.
Vowel sounds can vary quite a bit between the two versions of English. Understanding these differences can improve your listening comprehension and help you mimic native speakers more accurately.
Segment 4. Grammar differences. Let's talk about some grammar differences now. Michael, what are some notable grammar differences between British and American English?
One notable difference is the use of the present perfect tense. In British English, it's more common to use the present perfect to describe recent actions. For example, I've just eaten. In American English, it's common to use the simple past tense. I just ate.
Another difference is the use of shall and will. In British English, shall is often used with first-person pronouns to indicate future actions, like I shall go. In American English, will is used more commonly. I will go.
Then there's the use of collective nouns. In British English, collective nouns can be singular or plural, depending on whether you're emphasizing the group as a whole or the individuals within it. For example, the team are winning, or the team is winning. In American English, collective nouns are usually singular. The team is winning.
And let's not forget the use of got and gotten. In British English, the past participle of get is got, while in American English, it's gotten. For example, I've got to go in British English versus I've gotten used to it in American English.
These grammar differences are subtle but important. Being aware of them can help you understand and use both versions of English more effectively.
Segment 5. Common mistakes. Moving on to common mistakes that people make when switching between British and American English. Michael, what are some examples?
One common mistake is mixing up vocabulary. For example, using biscuit when you mean cookie in American English or pants when you mean trousers in British English.
Another mistake is using the wrong spelling. This can be especially confusing in written communication, like using color in a British context or favor in an American context.
Pronunciation can also be a source of mistakes. For example, mispronouncing the ER in American English or the A sound in British English.
And then there's grammar. Mixing up the present perfect and simple past, or using collective nouns incorrectly, can lead to confusion.
To avoid these mistakes, practice is key. Listen to native speakers, read widely, and pay attention to the context in which different words and forms are used.
If this podcast is helping you, a like would be much appreciated. It really makes a difference. Segment 6. Tips for learning both. Finally, let's share some tips for learning and mastering both British and American English. Michael, what's your top tip?
My top tip is to immerse yourself in both versions of English. Watch movies, listen to music, and read books from both British and American sources. This will help you get a feel for the differences.
That's a great tip. I'd also recommend practicing with native speakers if possible. Engage in conversations with people from both the UK and the US to get first-hand experience.
Another tip is to use language learning apps and resources that focus on both versions of English. Many apps have settings for British and American English, allowing you to switch between the two.
And don't be afraid to ask for feedback. Whether you're writing or speaking, getting feedback from native speakers can help you improve and avoid common mistakes.
Finally, be patient with yourself. Learning a new language or adapting to different versions of a language takes time and practice. Celebrate your progress and keep pushing forward.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you found this discussion on British and American English helpful and interesting.
Remember, understanding these differences can improve your communication skills and help you connect with a wider audience.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. We love hearing from you.
And be sure to check out our other episodes for more tips and strategies to improve your English skills.
Thank you for joining us today. Happy learning, and see you in the next episode.